Joy Guru. Today I would like to narrate a seemingly supernatural phenomenon, an apparently supernatural phenomenon that centered around the birth anniversary ceremony of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha. It all happened on 1945. And by then Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha was 57 years old. So therefore his 57th birth anniversary was celebrated at Children's Park of Kalighat of Kolkata. It was near Sikh Gurdwara. And this ceremony was pompously celebrated by the able and apt management of Sri Hiralal Chakraborty. He was a Protiritik and was a very prominent satsang worker of Kolkata. Now, Sri Satyendranath Majumdar, he was the editor of the then Anandabazar Potrika. He was invited to preside over the occasion. Sri Satyendranath Majumdar was a very vastly learned person. One of the disciples of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha, namely Sri Shailendranath Bhattacharya, he had familiarity with Sri Satyendranath Majumdar. Now, Shailendranath Bhattacharya was a very good singer and a famous dancer. Now, Sri Satyendranath Majumdar had immense affection towards Shailendranath Bhattacharya, as because the native village of both of them was in Tangail of I think Mymensingh district of present Bangladesh. Now, in Satyendranath Majumdar actually had idea regarding Pabna Satsang of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha. He went there and stayed there for a couple of days. He visited very many workshops of the Pabna Satsang. For example, he visited Satsang chemical factory. He visited Ayurvedic medicine factory, schools, studio, and host of other workshops. As a matter of fact, this is of course a miraculous incident. I must say that he visited on 1928. So therefore, by then Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha was just 40 years old, and within a very brief period of time, the entire ashram was established. As a matter of fact, the men and women, all of them actually worked there day in and day out to fulfill the wish of Sri Thakur Anukul Kotha. And yes, you can say in a way it was a miraculous incident. Now, Satyendranath Majumdar, however, he visited, as I have already stated, the different workshops and the ideals of the entire institution, and he did comment on the comment register, and I would like to quote his comment. Lived in the satsang for 2 days, was much pleased to know the ideals and the objects of the institution. The management of the various works and the schools for boys and girls is in the hands of enthusiastic workers of spotless character. I was highly gratified to find so large number of men and women leading their secular and spiritual lives in harmony, gathering inspiration from the ideals of the founder. And he wrote it on 10th February 1928. So therefore he had an idea regarding Pabna Satsang. And on that particular day, the Satyendranath Majumdar reached there at the actual time, accompanied by the then Vice President of Satsang. But it was a rainy day. From the very morning, it was raining. And the entire roads and drains were drenched with rainwater. And the entire pandal was almost empty. However, the pandal was constructed very pompously, and a very large dais, was erected. And Satyendranath Majumdar was seated on his earmarked chair. Shailendra, I should say Shailendra, that the full name is Shailendranath Bhattacharya. Shailendra asked Satyendranath Majumdar well, will you have a cup of tea? Satyendranath Majumdar replied with a laugh, well, I love to have a cup of tea, but you know, immediately Shailendra answered, yes, I know, and I have come prepared. I have come with saccharin. You see, Satyendranath Majumdar was a diabetic patient, and he did not eat sugar or sweet, and he drank tea with saccharin. And Shailendra, however, came with saccharin, and he managed that particular cup of tea. And in this connection, I must say that one of the greatest teachings of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra is that you must feel for others. You must see. You must see the inconveniences of others, and you must try your level best to remove the inconveniences of others as much as you can. You see, for example, in this case, Shailendra did acquire the informations that Satyendranath Majumdar was a diabetic patient, and he came with saccharin. So therefore, this is what is practical religion is all about. That Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has taught us, that we must feel for others. This is the basic education, I should say, of practical religion. Now coming into the actual point, you see, Satyendranath Majumdar commented, well, you just see the caprice, or you can say whimsical fancy of nature. I don't know whether this auspicious ceremony can be solemnized at all or not. If it can be performed, if it can be solemnized, then I should say that, or rather it can be said that the divine grace or divine power of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, I think, can be realized if this ceremony can be solemnized. You see, hearing this, Shailendra commented, well, his grace is always there, but then Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has a very special view on supernatural phenomena or extramundane phenomena. Satyendranath Majumdar asked him and wanted to know it in detail. Shailendra explained it. He said that, see, during Kirtan era of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, in this connection I must say that when I see Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra was a young person, then he did Kirtan with his disciples. You see, and during Kirtan, two of his disciples, namely one Kishori Mohan Das and one Satish Chandra Goswami, they commanded over the nature. For example, you see, it was raining on a particular day, and so these two disciples commanded the nature and said, well, hey rain, you must disperse from here. Or for example, one day, you see, clouds were accumulated on a particular place where Kirtan was going on, and these two disciples, you see, commanded the nature and said, hey cloud, you must disperse from here. See, I don't know the reason behind this, but however, their commands were honored by the nature. Now, hearing these informations, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra got hurt, and he said that, see, this is not good. You must not interrupt, you must not disrupt the normal goings or normal activities of nature. If you do it, then it has bad impact on the earth. This was the observation of or sayings of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. And regarding supernatural phenomenon or extramundane phenomenon, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra was of the opinion that for everything to occur, there is a cause and effect relationship. Nothing can happen without a specific cause and effect relationship. So therefore, what you are telling a supernatural phenomenon, you must discern, you must analyze the entire incident with I should say with cool brain, and try to analyze and try to see the science behind it. And you must not do anything that would disrupt, that would imbalance the nature. That is not good. He has stated, and he has gone to this extent also, that you see that if you do this, that is, if you do such supernatural, or if you perform such supernatural phenomena, then you see, I should say, this particular activity isolates, alienates, see, our alienates us, see, from the reality of our natural life. Let me tell it again. Let me repeat it again. Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has gone to this extent that if you perform supernatural phenomenon or extramundan phenomenon, disrupting the normal goings of or normal activities of nature, then this particular activity isolates us, alienates us from the reality of our natural life. This was the saying of Sri Thakur. But then it is also a fact that very many supernatural phenomena, very many extramundan phenomena occurred around Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. For example, on that particular day, rain slowly, I should say, rain actually was slowed down, and ultimately it was completely stopped. And the entire ceremony was solemnized with much pompousness and much fanfare. You see, on that particular day, the discussion was centered around education, literature, and the effect of religion. You see, the speakers on that particular day, they did speak on different aspects, see, of these three disciplines, and they came to this conclusion that these three disciplines, namely education, literature, and religion, they are not actually three different and isolated compartments. No, they are not. They are actually one compartment. It looks like that they are three different components. Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra is of the opinion that if dharma or if religion is devoid of science, then that religion is a blind religion. And again, if science is devoid of religion, then that science is also a lame science. This was the saying of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, as I have understood. I must say, I may be wrong. So therefore, this was the saying of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. Now, in conclusion, what I would like to say, that we must not disrupt the normal goings, normal activities of nature. Rather, we should pray sincerely to nature to be kind upon us, so that we can perform our activities. I think on that particular date, on that particular day, the disciples of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, and of course the people, I must say that I must say in this connection that the entire pandal was filled up to the brim by audience. As a matter of fact, the minds of the people present there were thrilled by the strange happenings of the nature. Yeah, this is also a fact. So therefore, I think all of them, the entire audience as well as all the disciples of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, they sincerely prayed to the nature that be kind upon us, so that we can perform our activities. And I think the nature was kind enough to, or rather nature actually permitted to organize this particular auspicious ceremony. This is my humble thinking, or you can say this is my humble submission to you. So, live in love, joy.